in order to do business with you. You break open your house one time, they rape your mother, they rape your father, they rape your brother, they rape your sister, they rape your auntie, they rape your auntie, they rob you of all your jewels, they take your car if you have a license firearm, they take your firearm, and they go on with that. And those that are supposed to vote for this bill, for the next year, you all are pleased and it's okay with that. What are they smoking? You cannot come and tell Saieed, well hear this now, Saieed, mass mandatory, here we go, it comes to an end. And then you come and tell me, here we go on Saieed. If you go to the supermarket, the grocery, or the malls, you have to wear your mask. Saieed, if you go to a pharmacy, you have to wear your mask. Saieed, if you're traveling, you have to wear your mask. If you're in the transportation hub, you have to wear your mask. If you're going to church side, you have to wear your mask. If you're in the school side, you're wearing your mask. If you go to a barber salon, you go to the theater, you're wearing your mask. Which dum-dum in Trinidad and Tobago will go in a theater and buy a popcorn and a juice and sit down and wear a mask? Thanks! If every councillor go through their constituency, do video clips like this and send it for us, I'm gonna be so happy just to play it on our program on a Wednesday night. You know why I would be happy? I will be filled with joy in my heart. You know why? Because the councillor is getting off their butts and they are actually going and doing some live video shoots. Real Talk took the initiative to find out suppliers of wheat in the world that National Flour Mill could go to. So now Romano is saying the company is not going to raise any price in the near future. Why? Why? Is it because the S-boss and they realize now that, hey, it is in the public domain that we could go right Mexico and buy flour and wheat? We could go right China and buy wheat? I am about change. And thus far, Real Talk is very effective in Trinidad and Tobago coming towards making changes for the citizens. Public Utility Minister Marvin Gonzalez have urged the population to appreciate and be grateful for the availability of the utilities. This, as Gonzalez recalled, time in his life when he had to fetch water using a bucket from a nearby river. Gonzalez, I want you to understand something. I want you, Mr. Gonzalez, to understand something. You are being paid thousands of dollars by public utility, by the finance ministry, to govern WASA. Come on. To govern WASA, I want you to understand that you ain't going in no office for no free code. You are being paid. Do not tell me that I, Saieed, have to be grateful for the water I get it. Let me tell you something, Gonzalez. Every 4 months, I have to pay $400 and I get water once a bloody month. So don't come on a media briefing and say, Saieed, you have to be contented. You have to be happy. Marvin, the next best thing for you to do is to resign and get the hell out of here. So ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Real Talk with Saieed Ali. I am your host Saeed. We do want to thank you for joining us tonight, viewers. Remember, we are the #1 current affairs program in Trinidad and Tobago presently after retaining that position. Nevertheless, it's the blessings of God. It's the blessings of God. So, remember viewers, I'm a licensed money lender. Those of you who are looking for cash borrow, it's not a problem. Contact my office. Those of you who are looking for an investment, something to earn more money, Real Talk Finance and Investment is offering you 4% on fixed deposit. Remember that, viewers. Remember that, remember that, remember that. Nowhere in Trinidad and Tobago you're going to go and you're going to get 4% on an investment. Only at Real Talk. From 20,000 go up for 5 years, sign a contract for 5 years, and you could get 4%. Nowhere in Trinidad. Check your banks, check your credit unions, and you're gonna see nowhere in Trinidad and Tobago. So, as we start our program tonight, the Pan American Health Organization (PAHO) have warned about the circulation of SARS-CoV-2 and other respiratory virus in the region of the Americas, including the Caribbean. PAHO stated that its update provided recommendation for maintaining surveillance of these viruses and strengthening the health system response, particularly given the current outbreak of other diseases. In 2023, the health body said evaluated levels of acute respiratory disease were recorded in the region, driven by the circulation of SARS-CoV-2, influenza and respiratory virus. So Trinidad and Tobago, if you are experiencing the flu-like symptoms of COVID, I am advising you to go check a doctor. Because there's a lot of virus right now taking place in Trinidad and Tobago. It may be a strain of the COVID-19 or COVID-2, as PAHO is saying. Now, I don't want to get you all scared because, you know, you all will rush and panic and all these kind of things. But recently, there have been a strain of virus in Trinidad and Tobago that we haven't heard anything from the health ministry in Trinidad. We haven't heard anything. And numerous calls from different centers throughout Trinidad and Tobago where people in the health center were complaining. Headaches, nauseousness, body pain, dizziness. So if you get these type of symptoms, go take a COVID test just to make sure that you do not have the COVID. Because I could tell you there's a strain of virus in Trinidad presently. Here's the reason why I am saying it, because we haven't heard anything from health ministry. Nothing. Is it because they don't want to scare us to let us know, well, hey, is that strain of the COVID that is going around? I don't know. PAHO have to come out and say something about it. Even in the Caribbean has it. So viewers, be on the alert. This much I can tell you. Moving along. Authorities at the St. Charles High School in Tunapuna are tight-lipped following complaints from two mothers that their daughter have been allegedly been suspended since the start of the school over their braided hairstyle. The parent of two girls visited a media house, lodged their complaint publicly, saying they were very upset and are speaking out about the treatment to their teen girls who have braided hairstyle. Osborne said the treatment was nothing short of victimization. Now, she stated last week, after being brought up in front of the assembly, they told her daughter about her hair and sent her to her class. While in class, the teacher called her to come up in front of the class and explain to the class why she was called in front of the assembly to talk about her hair. The two mothers are also concerned about the impact of the indefinite suspension on their child education, but says all effort to have the situation rectified, including complaint to the Ministry of Education, have fallen on deaf ears. So Trinidad and Tobago, come back to me. So Trinidad and Tobago, you could get suspended for a hairstyle in school. But if somebody beat up your child, they're home for 7 days and they're going back to school. If another student damaged your child in school, they will be suspended for 7 days, and the following week they goes back to school. But a hairstyle, they want to give them indefinite suspension. A hairstyle. Where is Gatsby Dolly? According to the mother, for some time now they have been trying to make report to the Ministry of Education, and nobody seems to be taking their complaint. Nobody. Really? Those people who work in the Ministry of Education, so I want to ask this on television. Those people that are working in the Ministry of Education, are they blind and deaf? Are they blind and deaf? So if these people are blind and deaf, why are they working in the Ministry of Education to start with? They should be in some home sitting down. I have decided to air their story. Those who work in the Ministry of Education office that is refusing to take the report, are they blind and deaf? Well then what the hell are they doing working in the Ministry of Education if they are blind and deaf? They should be in the home for the blind and the home for the deaf. You can tell me you want to suspend students for their hairstyle? While in other school, students are fighting, blood sharing, 7-day suspension, and they're going back to school? Really? Gatsby Dolly. So I want to ask, are you blind also? Or are you deaf to the situation also? Well, if it haven't reached to your ears as yet, you see tonight on national television, I, Saieed, bringing it to your attention. So get your fat tail and visit the Ministry of Education and go to the Tunapuna High School, the Tunapuna St. Charles High School. Pick up yourself as the Minister of Education and go down to the school and find out. Because these two girls and them, they didn't fight. They didn't walk with no weapon. They drink no alcohol in school. They smoke no marijuana. They're not on cocaine. How laid back can you be? Or how blind are those workers and deaf are those workers at the Ministry of Education building? Nobody can take a report. All they should stay home. All they should stay home and ask the neighbor to donate a hearing aid and the neighbor to donate a walking stick so you can feel where you're going. Because if all you're blind and all you're deaf, I will bring it to your attention. The two mothers are also concerned about the impact of the indefinite suspension on their children's education, but says all effort to have the situation rectified, including complaint to the Ministry of Education, have fallen on deaf ears. Apparently those people in the ministry who work in, they're dumb, they're blind, and they're deaf, and they're working there. Come on, Trinidad and Tobago. Come on, Minister of Education. Don't let it fall on deaf ears, because I will stink up your name tomorrow night also. And I will stink up your name Monday night also. Let me tell you something now. Synergy is showing right around the world, you know. Right around the world, you know. And for Real Talk to become the #1 current affairs program, which means we have a big impact in society, you know. I want to let you understand that. Call her good night.
Good night. I want to pick you up on that statement you make there. And I want to use your forum to bash NIB. And let me tell you why. Remember they get a cyber crime attack and all the operations were done? Today on the newspaper, they say the operation is back on board. On today's Express, I went down to the ship, Warner's NIB, to get a document, and the excuse was cybercrime, and you had to come back for it. I said, tell me when to come back. They can't tell me. And this is talking to a supervisor too in front of a clerk. Now, one of the things for when you're applying for university and you want government funded, it is critical you have a set of documents which you have to submit. NIB and your pension and all that is critical to all of those things. When I go to argue with that, they treat me with contempt. So I tell the person I'm going to bring up the issue on the national television because NIB, the cyber attack, is so critical. They don't care about poor people outside. The other issue I want to do, and I laugh at so boy, this fella from Caribbean Airlines, you know what he complaining about?
Tell me.
The procurement legislation, and it appears that he is unintelligent. I don't want to use the Duns word. He's saying overseas suppliers have problems with our procurement laws. He could hardly tell me that as an intelligent person, the procurement legislation, nothing is wrong with it. You have to have intelligent people to go through it and do checklists. When you are ISO certified, you have to deal with overseas suppliers, and it's seamless because they understand what is corruption and they understand the process. In our civil service, we have a lot of people is unintelligent, and I want to come back to a critical point, the TTPS service. I was told by a person who taught in Cunupia and in St. James. She said the people who fall, the students who fall through the track in those schools at that point in time, I'm talking about the 80s and the 90s, they end up, you know where they end up in? The police service, the Coast Guard, the Revenue Authority, all of those things. So we are basically filling the human resources of the police service and a lot of government office with, I wouldn't say unintelligent, but people who fell through the education system. We find a place for them in government institutions. But it's not only they have failed basically education, you know. At the same time, they get two things. A certificate with not good grades and a ballistic card, and they get a job. I'll go and have a nice.
Thank you, my friend. So, as the guy mentioned TTPS, I just want to let you understand something. Trinidad and Tobago, I want you all to understand this. Civilians can record police officers doing their duties. It is not against the law for a civilian to record a police officer while they execute their duties, says the police service media ambassador ASP Rajesh Lal. So you see what this guy was doing here? He broke no laws. This incident, the guy broke no laws. The guy entitled to videotape a police officer executed his duty according to ASP, Acting Superintendent for the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service Media Ambassador, Rajesh Lal. So I just want to let you understand this. The police officer, well, he broke all the laws. I just want to let you understand this. Anytime a police officer come in all your place, now the right thing is the right thing, eh? Come back to me. Anytime a police officer come to all your place, or all your workplace, or on the streets, or anywhere, you, the citizens, have a right to take out your camera and videotape. According to Rajesh Lal. Understand that clearly. So no police officer cannot tell you, put away your phone. They will be out of place to tell you that. Moving along. Police are now probing an incident in which a 15-year-old boy, a Form 4 Diego Martin Central Secondary School, was brutally beaten unconsciously by two Diego Martin North Secondary students and left on the roadway on Tuesday. A taxi driver saw the unconscious teen near Jasper Avenue around 3 p.m. and took him to the Diego Martin Health Center. But on the way, the boy had 2 epilepsy attacks. He was eventually transferred to the Eric William Medical Science Complex in Mount Hope. The victim's mother stated that she received a call while at work and immediately rushed to be with her son, not realizing what initially brought on the epileptic attack. She said when she first got the call, she was told that her son had a seizure. However, on her way to the health center, her daughter called and informed her that her son was beaten up and was in and out of conscious. Listen to this.
I got the call, they said he got a seizure because he's epileptic, he suffered with epilepsy. And then when I left work, they told me to go quick. I really started to cry because I work very hard for my children. I am a single mother when I come into them because their father passed away 4 months ago. He's not talking, he's not walking because last night around 9:45, he also got another seizure and the doctor said it's because of the trauma. So Trinidad and Tobago, I wonder what's going to happen. The mother plans on pressing charges against his attacker, who have been identified. She said she was contacted by the police and will make a report when her son is discharged. The mother added that her son is a childish person, but he don't interfere with people. Nevertheless, meanwhile, Senior Superintendent of the Western Division, Gavin Henry, said they had launched a preliminary investigation into the matter and they are putting systems in place to prevent violence among students. Send them to Millat immediately. Anytime you fight in school, suspend them from school for life. Send them to Millat. Gatsby Dolly said she has the power and the ability to do that. So I am watching her very closely, very closely, to make sure her words don't fall to the ground, because I will remind her what she said. So viewers, we're going for a short commercial break, but when we come back, we're going to hear from the PM, who is optimistic about the TNT economic outlook. Imagine that, eh? After this.
Tired of wasting precious time at the bank applying for a loan, only to be denied? We understand your frustration. Here at Realtalk Group of Companies, we take a different approach. Contact Saieed, Managing Director of Realtalk Group of Companies and licensed moneylender at 238-6716, 242-7690 or 339-1670. Feel free to visit our office at number 14 Carney Savannah Road, Chabonas, or number 132 Superior Road, Victoria Village, San Fernando.
When life throws you a curveball. And you need a clear path forward. Trust Real Talk Wrecking Service to get you back on track. Whether you're stuck on the roadside or dealing with an unexpected breakdown, our 24/7 wrecking service is just one call away. Fast response, reliable towing, and a team that's got your back. At Real Talk Wrecking Service, we don't just tow, we rescue. Real Talk Wrecking Service, your lifeline on the road to recovery.
Real Talk Credit Union information stores are now open to members of the public. We are located at the Real Talk Group of Companies building at number 14 Crony Savannah Main Road. Opening hours are from 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Contact us via telephone at 238-6716 or 231-6219 to book your appointment. You can also stay connected with us via Facebook. Do you have a public concern you would like to highlight? You can email your pictures and videos to realpublicconcerns@gmail.com, and we will highlight your concerns on our show for Public Concerns Wednesday.
So trying to make a welcome back to Real Talk. Remember, we are offering you 4%. We are licensed money lenders. You're looking for cash borrow, it's not a problem. Those of you who have US to sell, US currency, you can contact me, 339-1670. Remember, those of you who are also having spiritual problems, you can also contact me. Now, from the Prime Ministers, at the official opening of the US $104 million Phoenix Park Industrial Estate, yesterday, Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley expressed optimism about the country's economic outlook for 2024. In his feature address, Rowley said the country's new economic generator is the most modern in the Caribbean and will create jobs and a new direct investment. As part of the commitment by the Beijing Construction Engineering Group to design and construct the park, there is an agreement to secure at least 10 investors to help drive the productive capacity of the facility and raise its international profile. The PM added that this will not only create new jobs, but new foreign direct investment, which will bring with it new ideas, new business models, and new products and service.
As part of the commitment by Beijing Construction Engineering Group to design and construct the park, there is an agreement to bring at least 10 investors to help drive the productive capacity of the park and raise its international profile. This will not only create new jobs, but new foreign direct investment, which will bring with it new ideas, new business models, and new products and services.
Now, viewers, he boasted that the estate is home to one of the best luggage brands in the world, such as hey, look at this.
I am pleased to report that the high quality, famously branded luggage is now being made right here in Trinidad and Tobago, right here at Phoenix Park Industrial Estate, for the markets of North America and other parts of the Americas, and I dare say the rest of the world. Pretty soon, It is my anticipation the last Samsonite suitcase I bought was proudly branded Made in Europe. The one I have today is branded Made in Trinidad and Tobago.
So Trinidad and Tobago, Samsonite is the new luggage industry in Trinidad and Tobago. So if you have to buy a luggage, you could check it out and see the quality and the material. That is all I have to say. I'm not promoting nothing on television, no free promotion. Rowley also announced that the 540-bed central block at the Port of Spain General Hospital will be completed by next March, and added that the Minister of Finance has already indicated that a significant capital spending is prioritized for fiscal 2024. Listen to this.
Looking at the future, ladies and gentlemen, we can expect the completion and commissioning of the 540-bed central block at the Port of Spain General Hospital, this by March of 2025. This will include and will provide a range of medical services. These and other initiatives will benefit all the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago and help maintain this country's gains in meeting the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. These are just some of the key projects that we have done and aim to complete in the near future. To help boost our people and economy, the Minister of Finance has already indicated that significant capital spending is prioritized for fiscal 2024.
Trade and Industry Minister Paula Gopi-Skoon also stated that the 144-acre industry park is subdivided into 78 leasable lots and 5 modern factory shell. 18 investment and have been committed for a facility totaling $458.5 million with the creation of 861 jobs. Listen to this.
The first-rate industrial estate with 144 acres subdivided into 78 leasable lots has all of the required modern infrastructure and services. And there are 5 modern factory shells, approximately 5,000 square meters each, which now have, all of them, all 5, have committed tenancy arrangements. And as we speak, we are in the space of Ennisfair Caribbean Limited, a manufacturer of communications infrastructure. I am pleased that to date, 18 investments have been committed for the estate, which amount to a total investment of 485 million TT dollars. And with an expected job creation of 861 jobs already. In addition as well to a data center which will be built through the Ministry of Digital Transformation. The first-rate industrial estate.
So welcome back, viewers. Approximately 240 teachers in Tobago are growing frustrated as they still have not received their back pay. Colin, but how come? How come, Colin? I thought everybody was supposed to get their back pay before Christmas. On December 19, the Minister of Education said 11,540 or 90% of its active eligible teachers across TNT were expected to receive their monies on that same day. Speaking at a media briefing, Trinidad and Tobago Unified Teachers Association Officer Brandon Roberts stated that the ministry is not putting out anything, and there is a political thing about the 90% and 10% because they did not believe that someone would go and check it. Imagine that, eh? He said, based on a feedback from a recent tutor survey, over 3,000 persons who have submitted told him that they have not received their back pay. Listen to this.
I know the account staff, they've been here during the weekend times and the vacation period and they're doing their work, so we trust that the ministry would follow suit in what the division is doing in terms of giving the teachers the information. It's not the same with the ministry where you're getting up ball by ball as to what is happening and the ministry is putting out nothing. So we have the political thing about the 90% and the 10% because they don't believe that someone will go and check it. But based on the feedback we have been getting, it's over 3,000 persons who have submitted to us that they have not received their back pay. So the ministry needs to come clean and give the information as to what is really happening with the back pay.
Now viewers, Roberts also stressed the need for open communication between the ministry and the union, emphasizing that timely information was vital for teachers who were eagerly awaiting their money. Imagine column members say X amount of people going to get their back pay. How much from police didn't get back pay? How much from WASA didn't get back pay? How much from health didn't get back pay? All I talk now? All I want to say nothing? The division said it faced challenges due to the large number of teachers seeking their dues, and noted that about roughly 70% of approximately 730 Tobago in-service teachers had already received their back pay. 730, roughly 70%. Not good enough. Not good enough, Minister. Not good enough at all, at all. So viewers, we're going for a short commercial break, but when we come back, we're going to hear crime fear triggers early carnival security talks.
Tired of wasting precious time at the bank applying for a loan, only to be denied? We understand your frustration. Here at Realtor Group of Companies, we take a different approach. Contact Saieed, Managing Director of Realtor Group of Companies and licensed moneylender at 238-6716, 242-7690 or 339-1670. Feel free to visit our office at number 14 Carney Savannah Road, Chaguanas, or number 132 Superior Road, Victoria Village, San Fernando.
When life throws you a curveball and you need a clear path forward, trust Real Talk Wrecking Service to get you back on track. Whether you're stuck on the roadside or dealing with an unexpected breakdown, our 24/7 wrecking service is just one call away. Fast response, reliable towing, and a team that's got your back. At Real Talk Wrecking Service, we don't just tow, we rescue. Real Talk Wrecking Service, your lifeline on the road to recovery.
Real Talk Credit Union information stores are now open to members of the public. We are located at the Real Talk Group of Companies building at number 14 Crony Savannah Main Road. Opening hours are from 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Contact us via telephone at 238-6716 or 231-6219 to book your appointment. You can also stay connected with us via Facebook. Do you have a public concern you would like to highlight? You can email your pictures and videos to realpublicconcerns@gmail.com, and we will highlight your concerns on our show for Public Concerns Wednesday.
Welcome back to Real Talk, viewers. Now, for most of you who would have been on the social media platform today would have seen a release that Pennywise released. Now, listen to this. Pennywise has pulled back on its decision to remove the perks of providing paid lunch hour and 15 minutes break for employees within less than 4 years of tenure. During an interview, Pennywise director confirmed that in an effort to deal with the increased labor cost stemming from the amended minimum wage and to prevent passing this additional expense on to customers, they had chosen this alternative. The change meant employees with less than 4 years of tenure would not be paid for their lunch hour or 15 minutes break from management to pay an increased minimum wage of $20.50 an hour. However, a statement posted to Pennywise Facebook page stated, following an interview yesterday, the management of Pennywise Cosmetic Limited has received several calls from concerned citizens about a change that was made to their terms and condition of employment of some of the employees. It added that the company now wishes to revert to the original term and condition as applicable. So whatever they brought out and passed on to the workers under 4 years, they have decided to pull back that and revert back probably to the old contract. But nevertheless, this is just an update, viewers. They alone know what they are doing. Unfrazzled by police, parents of the St. Dominic RC Primary and residents staged another fiery protest in Penal, calling on the authorities to build a new school. The action came a day after officials held a meeting and suggested that the student be relocated to the Penal Fire Station and another primary school. Imagine this, Trinidad and Tobago, imagine this, According to the officials, they want to relocate students to the Penal Fire Station. Come back to me, Director. So Trinidad and Tobago, things is so bad with us now that the students have to go into a fire station to learn. Is there no shame in the Ministry of Education? Is there no shame? Saieed Ali, how do you feel now that you are the minister in the Ministry of Education and your colleagues are telling parents who protested at the St. Dominic's RC Primary and Primary School? How do you feel now that your colleagues are telling these students and parents that their child will have to go to the Penal Police Station to finish their education in a primary level? How do you feel now? I want to let you understand, Synergy Television is showing around the globe. So that is an embarrassment now to the Ministry of Education in Trinidad and Tobago. Also an embarrassment to the Minister, Saieed Ali. Trinidadians, we reach where we're going here now. We reach where we're going. We reach where we're going. Imagine that. Your child now, who going to St. Dominic RC Primary, have to go to a fire station. So let's say now, in the fire station now, they get a call now that there's a house burning down somewhere now. What's going to happen in the fire station? Trinidad and Tobago, all I feel is joke. Pull back up the protest and show them. These parents were told that their child will have to go to the Pinal police station to further their education. Imagine that. Let me tell you something. That is so disgusting. It's so stink. It's so out of timing that our students of the St. Dominic RC now have to go to a fire station to be educated. It's sad, you know. It's sad. How does the present administration feel now? How does the Honorable Keith, Christopher Rowley, how are you feeling now? The video says, how are you feeling now, Keith? Are you okay that your administration now, your education department is telling children of the Penal, St. Dominic, RC, primary, they have to go to a police station? Video says, imagine that, eh? How does the parents feel? How does the parents feel? How do they feel, Trinidad and Tobago? If you were told this by colleagues from the Ministry of Education, what will you do? It stink. It's disgusting. It's a bloody hell shame on the Ministry of Education. Gasby Dolly, how are you feeling? How are you feeling? You feeling happy? I hope you are feeling so proud of yourself. You are all considering and drink coffee together. But nevertheless, now all the listeners, parents began protesting last week after they complained about unsafe conditions at the Penal Community Center, where some students were relocated since 2017 after an earthquake damaged the building. So since 2017, this incident happened. 7 years ago, this happened. Caller, good night.
Hello?
Hi, good night.
Hello?
Yes, go ahead, you're live.
All right. This government do not care about the poor people in this country. Also, the finance minister, they want not to pay no tax. They want poor people to pay tax. Right? And them could take, if they have to pay tax, we want accountability in that money, how it's spent in the country. And them have to pay tax too, because them have high billing and rentals, and because they can $1,000 a month, and them don't want to pay tax, they have to pay tax.
Thank you, my friend. Hey, let me tell you something now. You think that's shameful? That ain't shameful and joke, you know. There's a big shame on the Ministry of Education side, you know. I wonder how Gasby Dolly feeling, man. I wonder how the colleagues of the Ministry of Education feeling to go down there now and tell these students and parents that a child has to go to a fire station to learn the education. To finish primary level. After 7 years, an earthquake damaged the school, no repair to the school. We have one Ministry of Education, one minister, with a lot of portfolios and a lot of individuals under her ministry. So Gasby Dolly, in 7 years, nobody had bring this up to you? Nobody had bring this up to you? Protest after protest after protest, and this ain't caught your attention or your ears? Call a good night. Hello, go right ahead, you're live on Real Talk.
Hello, Saeed, good night.
Good night, sir.
I'm calling to tell you about the fire station and the children, right?
Yes.
Well, I give Dolly right, you know, because she is training the children to be fire officers. They only go in a fire station to get you okay to be a fire officer?
Thank you, my friend. Hey, that is an embarrassment at Trinidad and Tobago, you know, on an educational level, you know. Serious, you know. This is a big, watchman, boy. The kind of shame. The kind of shame Trinidad and Tobago facing outside. Viewers all wouldn't understand, you know. Because these incompetent ministers we have here, you will tell me 7 years and not even repair to the schools? Gasby only says she spent hundreds of millions of dollars, but up to today, they cannot say which school money was spent on. Call her good night. Hello?
Good night, Saeed.
Go right ahead, you're live.
I'm watching your show right now. I call it from Canada.
Welcome, Canada.
It's a shame and a disgrace to see what is happening back in Trinidad.
Yes, it is.
And Dolly Gatsby, they have no feeling. You know, and when a person don't have feelings, they don't have no shame. You know?
I understand what you're saying.
The whole government crashed. You know, the whole government has gone beyond with everything. You know?
Right.
And Dolly Gatsby and Rowley them should pack up and move and go and let somebody else run the country to bring it back to what it's supposed to be. Just imagine they're telling children to go in a fire station to learn.
To learn, yeah, they had to go to a fire station to learn primary education. They had to go to a fire station.
Ridiculous. People all over the world watch these shows. They watch all these shows and they talk about it.
Yes.
They talk about it. And you know the thing about it? When Guyana is a country that is smaller in population. When they go 20 yards forward, Trinidad with 100 yards backward. You see? And then they want to talk, the government of Trinidad wants to talk about Guyanese and talk about other people. Why do they not stand by the mirror and watch themselves first? And the behavior. You know? And the outside, they would have to say, right, it's a shame and a disgrace.
Thank you, my friend.
I watch these shows every day. I'll tell you that everything that's going on is a big disgrace to the people.
Thank you for viewing. Thank you for viewing, my friend. I do appreciate it. Watchman, all I feel is joke. Trinidad and Tobago is being embarrassed on an international level, you know. Call her good night. Hello?
Very good evening to Mr. Said.
To you, my friend.
So everybody talking about how that act was shameful with Karen Nunez to Sharon Timothy Hamill-Smith.
Yes, yes.
But the most shameless person in that whole funeral was Rowley. Let me tell you why. Rowley went on record as saying that Pandey was conceived on Mischief Day, he was born on Mischief Day, and he died on Mischief Day. And he finds himself sit down there. That man, I have no shame. All the best.
Thank you, my friend. Hey. You see, viewers, this is why it has given me great pleasure to come here every night to highlight incidents that is happening in our country. It has given me great pleasure in doing this. Call her good night.
Saeed, a pleasant good night.
To you, my dear.
Saeed, I always say, time after time, this government do not care about its citizens. They care only about themselves, that they drive the fancy vehicles, they don't have to pay for gas, they don't have to pay for diesel, they have drivers, they have, you name it, they got it. And once they up there, they don't give a rat's behind about people on the ground. And you know, when election is those parents self going and vote them back, you know, and the children have to go and sit in a fire station. Well, hear me, we reach. I thank God that my children have their children now. They can afford, God bless them, that their children won't have to go in a fire station to sit to get an education. This is where we reach. But according to your last caller, Rowley washing his mouth on Guyanese. If he would take a page out of the President of Guyana book, this country will be standing on solid ground. They will be doing what they're supposed to be doing, taking care of its citizens. You're talking about outside and you ain't doing nothing for nobody. This is the point we reach. And Gatsby Dolly, as a woman and a mother, you sitting down on that hearing funds having to go to a fire station. Well, boy, what kind of female you are? I would love to know if you have feelings for your children that you brought in the world. Saeed, we hanging by a string, boy. Good night.
Thank you, my friend. So, Trinidad and Tobago, give me the credit union clip. After mentioning about the commissioner's office in the credit union department, now listen to this before I continue. Listen to this clip. William, had the clip. So, Trinidad and Tobago. So, viewers, what you are seeing on television, I will go back to the credit union clip just now. What you are seeing is my license. You see my license that I got in Guyana to open a financial institution in Guyana. It's a little blurry, but nevertheless, I just want you to see, I want you all to see the stamps. I want you all to see my Real Talk equipment rental. Look, the stamp. Georgetown, Magistrate Department, Georgetown in Guyana. Right, come back to me now. So when you're here, I tell all you that Real Talk opening a financial business in Guyana. Don't doubt me. Don't doubt me. We opening a Real Talk Finance and Investment Center in Guyana. We opening a Real Talk equipment rental in Guyana. Also have in Trinidad. Real Talk Finance and Investment in Trinidad. Real Talk equipment rental in Trinidad. So when I tell all you, hey, I doing X, Y, and Z, it's because I'm doing it. And the same best rate I given in Trinidad and Tobago is the same best rate I'll be doing in Guyana. We're going to mash up finance. So we go into the credit union clip now. I want to let you listen to this. I have a little story for all you. Listen to this. 4%. So while I'm talking about that, I just want to throw out something to the credit union commissioner's office. Is there anybody working there? Or is it that they are still on holidays? Now, after showing out that, I believe it was Tuesday, today, a high-ranking individual from the cooperative development, credit union development, called me today. You know what was a key thing? Patience. Let me tell you something. They have a 46-page document. Going in months now. Months now they're going in. And all I need is a signature on a document. A 46-page document. The guy who called me said, I have a team under me that is reviewing it presently. How long does it take a team of it pass through 1, 2, 3, let's say it pass through about 4 stages. About 20 people read that 46-page document. And about 6 or 7 months now going. And let me tell you something, they just can't sign off on it. One document I'm waiting on before I introduce a certain thing in Real Talk Credit Union information. A certain thing I want to implement. About 20 people going through that bloody hell document. And you're going to tell me today? It's in review. 6 or 7 months now. A 46-page document in review. Let me tell you something. If all you're feeling, all you're dealing with a fella who's soft like sponge, and I just squeeze him, he go shut him out, I have a different thing. I's a different breed of man. That's all I have to say concerning that. That's all I have to say. So, call her good night. Hello? Stick your click. You see, as a person like this, you know, if I tell you glass falling and breaking in your house, let me tell you something. Trust me. Glass going to start falling and breaking in your house, you know. You see, coming to business, I's one man, don't skin and grin with. No. If I find you taking long to do something, as a man that do spirit work, and I know how to do my thing, you know. But sometimes I just have patience to see where human being is, where human being going, and how far did it carry you before I cut the string. Before I cut the string and do what I had to do. So, like I said, viewers, on a previous show, I got my license to open a finance and investment company in Guyana. I just showed you all it. You understand? I am also opening a Real Talk equipment rental in Guyana. Come back to me. I have my thing, you know. I have my thing. So when those people in Trinidad and Tobago want to tell us outside, can't cross water and do business. Let me tell you something. The kind of people are connected to outside, you'll be so amazed. You'll be so amazed. But nevertheless, I don't ever boast, because I just always say, I give thanks to the Almighty who caused me to be where I am today. By the sweat of your eyebrow, you shall eat bread. And for the last 18 years, I've been working 17, 16, 18 hours per day to reach where I am today. By the grace of God. Look where I am now. Real Talk opening a finance and investment company in Guyana. Just now we're going Barbados. We're going Grenada. And you know what? We're going Dubai after. Already have my business plan drawn up. Already have my business plan drawn up. I'm going to tell you something. You feel like you spirit work and joke? When I tell you stand up, you know. If I tell you run, you know. God gave me a power to use, and you feel I will sit down on it. No, I will sit down on it. I will not sit down on it. I will press forth to make sure that power work for me. You know how you call it? You call it willpower. Willpower. And that is why there's always talk about Earl Christopher Hayward, the Commissioner of Police. As long as you don't have the willpower to go forward, all kind of thing will happen. All kind of thing will happen. Right now, Trinidad and Tobago police struggling to keep crime on a level. The head don't have a vision. You expect the tail to have the vision? Eh? Allah, come now, citizen. Come now, man. The man says, Saieed, have patience. Months going now. Months going now. And I still have to have patience for about 20 people to read a 46-page document. All I need is a signature. Spite. So viewers, we are out of time for tonight. Remember, tomorrow's Friday, it's our cookout. Remember that, viewers. Good night.